know you said you were going to check on the specifics, so just to be clear, the
Sure.
president does support the Women's Health Protection Act?
We are looking at a range of options in Congress, including the Women's Health Protection Act, but I don't have an assessment at this point in time about that piece of legislation.
And will there be a point person for this whole of government approach, like with voting rights or with immigration? And if not, why not?
The president conveyed clearly in his statement he'd asked the Gender Policy Council co-chairs to oversee this effort.
And what's the timeline on that policy council?
And I'm not.
When will they have a deadline to get back to him, or when they may produce a report?
Well, I wouldn't look at it as producing a report. They are going to be coordinating all of the leverage and all of the efforts and policy options across the government. And the president wants them to act as quickly as possible. So it's not a means of 100 days and then we'll get a report. It's let's see what our options are and let's act on them. Go ahead.
If I could just try to drill down on that, the president did say an immediate response is required. I know you said you're not in a position to preview any, but what does the White House see as a federal responsibility here? I mean, you're talking about the possibility of involving the Justice Department, HHS. In Oklahoma, there are clinics that are saying, okay, we are offering the service, come here. Is that something that the federal government could do? Provide transportation for women outside the state of Texas?
These are all great questions, and I would note that it wasn't just the Department of Justice that the president referenced in his statement on purpose, right? Because the Department of Health and Human Services has a range of resources, funding, programs that they can look at and potentially deploy. And yes, it is urgent. The president wants them to look at these programs now and come back and see what's possible, but it has been less than a day here, and I just want the experts and the policy experts to be able to assess what's possible, and then we will get back to you and make sure you all know exactly what our options look like. Go ahead.